Good morning. It's approaching 12:30 on the morning of Monday, 5th of June, 12:30 Eastern Time, 4:30 GMT, uh, 10 a.m. India Standard Time. So why do I mention India Standard Time? It has to do with the last late railway crash that occurred late last somewhere on Friday India Standard Time, very late on Friday India Standard Time, in the South Asian country, the eastern state of Odisha within the South Asian country. This is not typically one of my videos. A lot of them I do on sports, in particular hockey. This is not one of those. This is on railway safety, the aftermath of a major crash, a crash that didn't need to happen, a signaling failure that somehow that resulted in a passenger train that was supposed to have been that was supposed to have not been diverted onto an occupied track anyway was. Why did it happen? I'm not sure. But there's no doubt that there has to be an investigation. And also, I hope that railway regulators around the world will look at this, and because there maybe will be lessons. Well, there's already one. Signal maintenance of signaling systems cannot be taken for granted. Almost 300 people so far have died, and hundreds more have been injured. Likely, some of them with life-altering injuries. This disaster didn't have to happen. But exactly why the signaling system failed where it did, still investigating. What I would do is go to a recent report from CBS New York News about the there. Well, nearly 300 killed. About how Prime Minister Modi had claimed to have pledged compensation as a consequence of the derailment. Well, I sure as hell hope there's compensation, because people died. People had to be buried. People had to be hospitalized. I mean, the railways are owned by the government, by a government of a railway of a passenger rail company that's run by the government, by the national government. So, like, well, yes, it's a question of how compensation will be offered, how long it'll take. I'm not sure how long compensation will take, but I think it has to be done. There's no excuse for what happened. None. People should not, yes, traveling by rail should be statistically safer than traveling by road. But late last week in India, apparently not. Those passengers shouldn't have had to take their lives into their hands. They're supposed to get somewhere. And the poor state of signaling on on the relevant train line resulted in a disaster that didn't have to happen. I'm not sure what's going to happen as a result, but I sure as hell hope that there are upgrades, because when train crews, when train drivers are supposed to obey signals, but when those signals tell them to divert at the wrong time and they don't have time to stop, something's wrong. when there's a sudden diversion and they don't have enough time to slow down, something's not right. If the train had not been diverted onto a set of tracks that had been occupied, this incident might have been avoided. It probably would have been. But here we are, counting the cost of another derailment. It's absolutely unspeakable. It is unspeakable pain to so many. My heart goes out to all the victims, as well as their friends, relatives, and co-workers. It just didn't have to happen. And it may take months, maybe years, for cause to be pinpointed, but there should be an investigation, and it's welcome that there is. But whether it will be thorough enough to get to the root causes of this derailment is anyone's guess. Anyway, I'm going to go on. I typically try to put out videos at least every other week. If you like the video, you can always click the like button. If you want to subscribe to my channel, please feel free to do so. If you do subscribe to my channel, you'll get more timely notifications when I put out videos. Anyway, I'm going to say good morning, good night, whatever you are in the world. And please stay safe out there.